Daniel 2:46 to 49 presents a remarkable moment where the greatest king of the known world humbles himself before the God who reveals mysteries and rules over kingdoms. Nebuchadnezzar had demanded what no human wisdom could provide: the revelation of both the dream and its meaning. When Daniel revealed the mystery, the king recognized that the God of Israel was unlike all other gods because he alone knows the end from the beginning. The king's response shows that earthly authority ultimately bows before heavenly authority. Daniel did not exalt himself or claim personal greatness. Instead, he consistently directed attention to God as the true source of wisdom and revelation. This points to a central truth throughout Scripture. Salvation, understanding, and revelation are gifts from God, not achievements earned by human effort. Daniel stood before the king, not because of human merit, but because God graciously revealed what no man could discover on his own. Nebuchadnezzar's confession, "Your God is a God of gods and a Lord of kings," reveals that even pagan rulers are subject to the sovereign reign of God. The kingdoms of men rise and fall, but God's kingdom remains unshaken. The dream itself had already revealed that all earthly empires would eventually give way to the everlasting kingdom established by God. Daniel's promotion, therefore, becomes more than a political event. It serves as a prophetic picture of God establishing his faithful servants in his kingdom. Daniel did not gain influence through compromise with Babylon's system. He remained faithful while living in the midst of a foreign empire. This reflects how God preserves his people even during times of exile and upheaval. The Lord was not absent in Babylon. He was actively governing history and directing events toward his redemptive purpose. The promotion of Daniel and his companions also demonstrates the generosity of God's grace. Daniel requested honor not only for himself, but for Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah as well. Blessing overflowed to others connected to him. Throughout Scripture, God's covenant blessings are often portrayed as abundant and overflowing rather than limited and scarce. This passage also anticipates the ultimate triumph of God's kingdom over every earthly power. Babylon appeared invincible, yet Daniel 2 reveals that all human kingdoms are temporary. God's kingdom is the true eternal reality. Earthly systems may seem permanent for a season, but they cannot withstand the purposes of God. The chapter closes with Daniel remaining at the king's gate, a position of authority and influence. The faithful servant who trusted God in secret was openly exalted before kings. This theme echoes throughout Scripture. God raises up those who rely on him rather than on human strength or wisdom. Daniel 2:46 to 49 therefore reminds believers that God alone reveals truth, governs history, establishes his kingdom, and graciously exalts his people according to his purpose.